access to your computer and I'll go through it and see if you have any viruses or something. And I was like, okay, but it's like 2 in the morning, so I'm gonna go to bed, and if you want to just like do that while I'm sleeping. He's like, yeah, of course. I woke up the next morning and he was just like, how could you? I was like, how could I what? He's like, I saw your messages. And I was like, you went through my chat logs? He's like, well, they just happened to be going through, like, I was going through your things to make sure you had no virus, and I saw them. And I was like, and you read them? He's like, yeah, I saw you talking to other guys.
Oh my
I'm like,
God.
Okay.
You're fucking crazy.
So yeah, you didn't actually do anything, right?
No.
If that happens and it turns out the other person did do something, who's in the wrong?
You're in the wrong for snooping.
But if you snoop and find out that your significant other
Then
was
they're
like
both in the
cheating
wrong.
on you,
They're both awful, terrible people.
you're not exonerated.
No. Because you didn't have trust.
It's
So-
both bad, but one you would break up about, the other one you probably phone call.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
At least you didn't have a webcam and they didn't watch you sleep like an earlier scenario.
That wouldn't have
He
been
could
weird.
have like taken stuff from your computer. He could have saved stuff.
He might have.
Like downloaded all your shit.
I was like,
Who are these dudes you're talking to?
just other. You were probably one of
Oh,
them. Yeah.
Yeah, home wrecker.
Yeah. I must be like, let's webcam. Here, read the definition of this word.
Did you used to do that?
I used to find the most disgusting words. I sort of make her read the definition. Like felching and...
So I'd just be like reading it, and I'd see Gavin on the other side of Skype being like,
What's felching?
You'll look up the definition and read it out? Get it done?
You want
Yeah.
to recreate it, Barbara? You want to read the definition?
yeah.
I'll pull it up here.
No, I'll let you do it, Brandon. You should have to experience this once in your lifetime.
So, like, talking about that, like, about finding, like, snooping through significant others, chat log or whatever, like, how fucking crazy is that Ashley Madison leak?
Oh
People
my
are killing
god.
themselves now.
Are they?
2 people have committed suicide.
Fuck. It's,
And they think it's related to the leak.
it's so fucking crazy. I assume so, like,
Or people who are cheated on.
I would assume one or the other.
And
Either way, it's
apparently,
directly
Jack
from
said
that.
today, apparently, like, the website's members was like 90% dudes.
Yeah, I think I read that too. It's 90 to 95%
It's a big old
dude.
sausage fest. On
Austin-
Ashley Madison.
Austin, I think, was one of the top cities for it, but then it was also one of the top cities for single people that were registered for it as well.
Austinites just want to find love somehow,
Yeah.
one way or the other.
It's pretty weird. I think there's also a site too, like you can just give them access to your address book, and they'll tell you if like anyone in your address book is registered.
That's
It's crazy.
too much.
And then some other website has your address now.
Are you ever scared of plugging your phone into foreign objects?
I know.
Like in a rental car? Because sometimes when you plug it in, the first thing it does is goes downloading contacts. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, what are you doing?
Sometimes also like with Silver Car, like you rent a car, then it's like, oh, you can Bluetooth sync your phone, and that way you can take phone calls on it. No, like the first time I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like I can do hands free and answer my phone. Then you sync your Bluetooth, and like you say, the first thing does like downloading contacts. Then like you look at it, it's like every contact you have is on the card. And
Yeah.
like, oh fuck.
Yeah, like, if you leave that, is that stuck in the car?
If you leave, I don't know.
Like, does everyone just have all
Right, yeah, so it's like, I don't do that anymore because I'm just scared that
There
my
needs
phone's
to
gonna
be an
synced out
option
there.
in the phone that says never download never download anything when you connect to a new device.
Well, usually you have
only
to
allow
unlock your
music,
phone.
only allow this.
Or it's like when you plug your phone into a new computer, it's like trust or don't trust.
Usually
Yeah.
it says like you have to put your passcode in to start downloading. At least on mine.
Yeah, but some of the stuff I want to send through the car, like music or
Phone calls.
yeah, but not others. And it's the same with the plane. Like when you charge your phone on a plane, I don't know what it's doing with my phone.
There's an Uber driver who
Because-
asked me if I wanted to charge my phone, and he like handed me the cord. I'm like, no.
Have you ever been on a plane where it has USB?
Yeah.
And if you're listening to a movie and you pause the movie, you just hear kind of like the normal sort of feedback of the plane through your ears. But if you plug in your phone, you can hear it go like it's like there's data movement. You can hear it when your phone's plugged in, and when you unplug the phone, it goes weird. Something's happening when a phone's plugged in. Through that. There's a real life example.
I get felching.
Okay,
Yeah.
go for it.
Felching.
Read it like you're a
Oh, it doesn't tell you
14-year-old girl.
the difference.
Keep in mind, I had to read this when I was 16.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kevin.
the act of sucking semen from any human orifice. What? The act of sucking semen from any human orifice, example, anus, vagina. It can be done with a drinking straw when semen is deep inside the rectum. Like a regular straw or a crazy
No,
straw?
a drinking straw, you dipshit.
You can have multiple types of drinking straws.
Does this bring memories back for you?
Sure does.
20
We didn't react
words.
like this though when we were younger.
There's something annoying. You're talking about plugging your phone into a plane. There's something annoying I've seen on some planes where,
Other people are on them.
yeah, oh, we're on it.
This one says freshly ejaculated semen. I don't know if it's
I prefer mine age. It's like you can plug
Like a
your
big
phone
G.
into the entertainment center, so you can like play your music or your movies on screen. But have you ever seen that? The trick is, or the fucked up thing is, it's not just like a normal USB port. Like it's a special weird adapter that they'll sell you on the plane. It's like $35 or something. They're like, I don't want to do that. Like,
I don't
why isn't
know.
it just a fucking USB port?
$35?
Yeah.
I don't know
Fuck that.
why. Like, because a lot of the time, a screen on a plane sucks. Like, there's people's mucky fingerprints all over it, and it's jammy and crap. But your iPad screen is always lovely. So why can't you just stream movies from the plane through the air into your iPad?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you do that?
I've been on some
Getting
flights
greedy.
that do that. Like
Oh.
you just have to connect. Like Southwest kind of does that, where you just have to connect your laptop.
Yeah, that's on your head.
You just have to connect your device to the in-flight Wi-Fi, and even if you don't buy the Wi-Fi, you can watch television or movies.
That's great.
that are
That's way
streamed.
better.
Yeah, that's
So
cool.
Southwest does it like fine with like Flash or some. No, not Flash. 'Cause I don't know. They do it somehow. But there's some airlines, like I think United does it, where you have to install a custom like codec or like a custom like player that plays in your browser and plays in Wi-Fi. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Yeah.
That's really way.
Winamp. Oh.
I feel like they could cut down a lot of the weight. Like, under those seats with the entertainment, there's always like a big thing in the way of your legs. It's like, I just powering that thing and keeping you there for it.
I think that's isn't that where the life jacket is?
No, it's under the seat.
Right. That's the life jacket for the person.
No, it's like to the side. It's like bulky and it's like
Okay.
vertical. Like, you'll see it.
I know. I know. I
It's,
know.
I feel like they could get rid of all of those. There's just one big central streaming hub.
Yeah, if they're just Wi-Fi.
Yeah, just Wi-Fi and like maybe like 10 hard drives.
Everything that's on a plane.
But I think-
Yeah, but I mean, it's an ashtray. But,
Yeah, like I think that's just like old legacy stuff they just need to tear out.
Like the fact that there's a light that says no smoking. You think there's just like this community expectation and standard of what's okay to watch on the Like,
Yeah.
you can watch Game of Thrones, you're like, this is no big deal, and then all of a sudden, it's like a huge sex scene just pops up. Like, you know, everybody around you can't see
Yeah,
it.
even if someone's like in their underwear or something, you still feel weird watching it.
Oh, you meant in the movie?
Underwear on their plane.
No, in a movie. In a movie.
I don't feel bad. Don't look at my damn screen. That screen is just for me. If you're watching it,
Yeah, but how are you like plopping it on the seat in front of you? Or?
I'll do the thing where like I put my movie in a window and like I'll like drag it to the side and I'll like drag it back when it's done or
Yeah.
something like I just feel awkward. It's normally like sitting in the aisle and I feel like everyone down the aisle can see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
what's on my screen.
Like, let's say you're watching James Bond, it's like, there's nothing wrong with that. There's probably the majority of people on that flight watch it, but if there's like a nudity scene, it's like, I swear I'm not like getting excited by this.
Well, I
Like,
mean,
like,
you
watching
know,
this
I mean,
stuff.
would you be annoyed if someone was reading text on your screen? Would you like,
Yeah, that would be.
yeah.
Get one of those
the same,
screen privacy things.
It's just the same thing. They shouldn't be looking at it.
Yeah.
But this, if someone was going to read the text, you'd have to be like, you need it text.
I actually do something that I perceive as nice. I always put subtitles on when I'm watching it, so that if someone happens to be seeing the screen,
No, but then you're encouraging them.
oh,
You're complaining that they're looking at your screen, but then you're being nice
no,
to them.
I'm not complaining.
You are ultimately Canadian.
I'm saying
You
I
are
don't.
so polite.
I don't pick movies that I wouldn't want other people to watch. With like
Why?
that people wouldn't judge me for. Like I
Are
usually
you
watch
tired
like
of watching the
animated-
Lego movie on flights?
Never. I love that.
You know how
movie.
much money you paid for that seat? It's your seat. Just do whatever you want there.
Yeah.
Don't
What if
think
you
about
didn't,
anyone else.
you didn't really care? You just set up your like iPad with subtitles and put some shitty movie on there, and there's someone behind you who's
I'm
like, I
watching
want to look
Genie.
away, but I can't.
I'm watching Jack and Jill. Enjoy.
God. There was that other Adam Sandler movie that came out earlier this year that I'd never heard of until like just one day it was available to stream, and I guess like it was the same day that they had it in theaters. The Cobbler. Have you ever even heard of this movie?
No.
No.
Yeah, it's like some Adam Sandler movie where he plays
Does he
like
play himself? Was it his shoe?
he plays.
Is it one of his serious movies?
I don't know.
And his love
I watched a
interest.
trailer for it once and it looked terrible, and I don't remember anything about it.
He was also in Pixels that came out recently too.
pixels.
Was that movie good?
I've heard
Probably
nothing but
not.
terrible things about it.
Why is that?
Because it looked funny. When I saw this, I was like, this is going to be entertaining.
Yeah, it's got Peter Dinklage in a mullet.
Woohoo!
And Pac-Man biting a Japanese man's arm.
Yeah.
Comedy.
So
Fucking
stupid.
Oscar winner.
I actually prefer the screens that are on the back of the seat. Because whenever I have a laptop or an iPad, you have to look down. You usually have it on the tray or something on your lap, so you have to look down. But if it's on the seat, you could just like sit in the chair normally and look straight.
Yeah, but the
more
screens are so
comfortable.
shitty.
They're usually fine.
Some of them are good. Some of them have the like anti-stare stuff inside.
Yeah.
Anti-stare.
I don't know what it's called.
I can't help people that way.
Well, then they have their own screen.
You're
to
there
watch
with a
whatever they
mirror
want.
trying to reflect your version back at them.
Putting the brightness up all the way.
Could they kick me off the plane if I was watching air disasters?
It'd probably make a lot of people uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I don't know if they
if
could
you got
kick you off the
complaint-
What if I
plane.
was like, guys, this is for us.
We need
This
to be
is I'm just
prepared.
this
In
is
case
just
something goes
research
wrong.
here because I'm just
Oh
looking
man!
out.
So normally, I love air disasters. I watch that show all the time.
Yeah.
And normally, Esther hates it. She's like, "How can you watch
Yeah,
this? I
Paula,
can't
Paula
believe
hates it as well.
But I watched one this past weekend that like Esther was riveted on.
Which one?
Like she absolutely loved it. It was the FedEx 705. It was a FedEx flight from Memphis to San Jose, where another FedEx employee like hitched a ride to get on the plane, and then he tried to kill everyone on the plane and crash it. So it's like he attacked the pilots and the flight engineer with a hammer.
Oh.
And tried to kill them, but then they fought him back. And then while they were all fighting in the plane, the co-pilot started doing a barrel roll and
Oh my
like diving the
God.
plane to try to like keep the attacker off of his feet.
Holy fuck.
And then but so they eventually fight the guy off. And then when they land, like they interview like the paramedic who was the first one on the plane. He was like, the whole plane was covered in blood. He's like, there were footprints on the ceiling.
Oh,
It was like just of
Jesus.
blood. It
Like
was
a
like
washing
So what
machine
happened?
of blood.
Why did this guy go crazy?
he wanted to make it look like a plane crash, so his family would get life insurance.
Gotta watch out for those people with those.
Yeah,
policies,
because
man.
apparently, like, if he died in a work-related accident, his family would get $2.5 million.
So he was willing to kill a bunch of people.
Yeah, obviously, like a disturbed individual.
Wow.
And
Lunatic. Dude, get a gun for Christ's sake.
well, he said that the reason his rationale with the injuries caused by like a hammer like that would be almost indistinguishable from a plane crash, so no one would be able to tell
Yeah,
what
that
happened.
makes sense.
And he had tried to disable the cockpit voice recorder, so there'd be no indication of what actually went wrong.
That is so fucked up.
Well, there was let me remember this. There's a disgruntled airline worker who got fired, but he still had his credentials. So he got on the plane with a gun, and he was like, he shot a couple people, and it was like this perfect movie villain ending to the whole plane crash. The attendant came on, talked to the pilot, and said, "There's a problem." And the pilot, opened up the into the main cabin. He was like, "What's the problem?" And then the guy with the gun turned to him and said, "I'm the problem," and shot him. But it was like the perfect setup and tagline. Like, if you're the guy, you have to be like, "This is fucked up," but I totally nailed it. Got it. This is fucked. Yeah.
What
Because
happened with that?
they were
Can you
recording
imagine if he
it.
flubbed it? If he was like, "Alright, you're." Damn it!
Close the door. Let's do it again.
no.
One time I've flown a lot, right? Yeah, we talked about this a lot. Like I've been on many, many flights. One time I was flying out of Sacramento, and I was it was a smaller plane. It was like an Embraer, and there were not very many people on the flight. It was Sacramento to Austin nonstop. And I remember I was like, for some reason I was one of the first people on the plane, and I got in, I sat down, and like I saw the flight attendants and the captain and first officer talking, and I kind of overheard them. And I don't remember exactly what they said, but the head flight attendant was like, "Okay, so on takeoff, whatever. If there's a problem, the code word, what I'll say over the flight is, I'll say this sentence, and you'll know that something's wrong." I was like, "Okay, got it." I was like, "What the fuck was that?"
What was it? Did you hear the sense?
I don't remember what it is
You
now.
should have memorized the sentence and said it to the flight attendant. She'd be like, "What? What?
But I was like, do they always do that? Like, I've never heard that
They
on
probably
another
have
flight.
some type of code word or code phrase that they use. I'm sure they do.
Oklahoma."
Yeah, but it was.
Unless they're flying to Oklahoma.
But since I'd never heard it before, I was like, should I be worried? Is there
Yeah.
like a threat or some kind of problem I should know about?
Just touch the plane. It's like, yeah, fine.
We had one of those at the supermarket I worked at, where there was always a sentence that they would read out over the loudspeaker, like they would name a fake employee to go somewhere, and everyone would be like, oh, someone shoplifting. So like with the BC or the computer would go to the door, you can never stop anyone from stealing, just trying to tell them. And some people knew this, like there was a guy who always used to steal stuff, he used to come in, like grab a bottle of whiskey and be like, I'm taking it, and then we'd just be like, bye.
You didn't call the police as soon as you saw him?
Call the police, yeah, but it's like...
But I mean, as soon as you saw him walking in, you'd be like, oh, shit.
I guess like he did it enough times and eventually we stopped letting him in.
Why aren't you taught not to actually follow people shoplifting outside the store? Because then it's you put yourself in danger. As just like an employee of a grocery store or like a park.
Yeah, we're just told never to do. Just let anyone,
Let it
even if
happen.
anyone like attacked you on a checkout with an object, wouldn't be a gun probably.
The orientation of Bennigan's tells
Just
you
had to give them the money.
Yeah, if somebody walks away and they don't pay you, just let them go.
Yeah. It's the same thing like at a bank where, like a bank robber will just show a note, like, give me all your money.
Yeah.
Well, it's different. Like, someone robbing a bank is different than someone just like casually stealing.
No, but I
eggs.
mean, like in the scenario he was giving, where it's like he said if someone tries to steal from a cashier.
Yeah.
See,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's relevant, you motherfucker.
I didn't hear
If you were
the
listening to the
cashier
conversation
part.
that was happening.
I didn't hear
You would
it.
see how fucking relevant it was.
It was so, I'm so far away. Usually, I'm used to being on the couch.
Are you?
What if the three of us sit there?
That would just be awkward.
We need a small couch.
This couch sucks.
This is, I'm sick of hearing shit talked about that couch.
It's a nice couch. I
The
think it's
couch
pretty.
is fine.
I only do it because
Look
it
how
bothers
long
you.
it is. You can fit 4 people on this thing.
Yeah, at 3 easily.
Yeah.
So why don't I, like, you know, come on.
The pillows are sitting here.
Yeah, your pillows have to have a place around.
I can't believe I've dealt with this.
Do you think if you hear about it enough, you'll eventually just get a new couch?
No, that makes me want to keep this couch more.
Gavin, have I ever told you how much I
Spite.
love this couch? I'm going to talk about how much I love this couch all the time.
So I feel compelled to talk about how someone's making a lot of noise over there. I feel compelled to talk about the fact that we're going to be at PAX Prime
Oh, yeah.
this weekend. We're going to be there for the entire show from Friday to Monday. I won't be there Monday, but Barbara will be there Monday.
I'm going to be the only person at the booth on Monday.
Why?
Because everyone else flies out on Sunday
Why
or
don't you
Monday
fly out
morning.
too?
Because PAX goes till Monday.
I don't know why everyone else is leaving early. I'm leaving early because I'm going early.
It's
So
PAX goes Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday this year.
So what, you're going Thursday?
I'm going even earlier.
He's going for something else. In
Yeah, I got
Seattle.
something else I got to do
Doing
first out there.
business?
Yeah, doing business in
Nice.
Seattle.
So come meet Barbara at our booth on Monday. I'll
And-
be there standing and waving.
Waving like the
all
queen.
of us before then, and we're also gonna Funhouse is gonna be doing Dude Soup Live on Saturday at a place there, really close to the convention center. It's walking distance, and tickets are still on sale. So you can pick some up.
They had to sing at the YouTube stage.
They did. They just had it. How was it? You were there
It
this
was
weekend.
great. Those guys are really funny.
What do they do on stage?
They just do a
Tell
podcast.
funny?
They had gameplay going. They were playing Fallout Shelter, I believe, and they just do like a podcast. They talk about games and other topics and stuff.
It's just like the Dude Soup podcast, but
Yeah, exactly.
live.
You're the funniest kid.
Those guys are really funny. Mickey Mouse.
James is funny.
And
They're all
happy.
funny. They're all way funnier than us. Like I watched their content, and I'm just like,
Yeah, like when they first joined Rooster Teeth, and like they put like their first videos out, and I was watching like. It was like the first video they put out. I was like, "That's fucking hilarious!" Like,
The jig
it's
is
really
up.
funny. I was like, "Everyone's gonna know we're phonies now."
yep.
Oh.
People are.
Yeah, so go check that out. Then in non-event related news, we have a new podcast we're launching tomorrow, Sports Ball. So actually it's Tuesday. So if you're watching the live stream, it's tomorrow. If you're not, it might be out already. But it's going to be Tuesday on the website. You can check it out. It's going to be sports related stuff.
At 5 o'clock p.m., correct?
Yeah, featuring Joel Heyman, Jack Patillo, and Tyler Coe.
Bum bum bum. Who's standing right behind the camera right now?
We had a meeting about it a couple weeks ago. We went out for drinks and like food. Joel's great.
You were in that meeting?
Yeah.
What did you contribute
It was.
to that
I
meeting?
think it was my. I said we should meet, and then Tyler was like, "Yeah."
But what did you put forward in that meeting?
I
And what was some of your input to that meeting?
Well, now I'm on the spot. That's
You're on the spot. I'm the spot's on hiatus.
I had a lot of input.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You don't
I've been
say
involved
anything.
in the sports stuff.
I love when Brandon's voice goes up.
I just seen you add stuff to other meetings. And so picture what you would add to that meeting.
Sports.
Keep going.
We're all just
I
off
think
the-
I think the sports ball logo is my favorite logo.
It
that
looks
we've ever
really
put
good.
out.
I haven't seen it. Do we have it?
Can we show it?
Are we allowed to show it?
I don't know. They probably don't even have it do that.
Oh, Patrick has it.
Bam, quick, bam, Brandon.
I think we could show
Do you
it. I
not
mean,
do you
it's
not
only
like me
tomorrow.
chiming in the Monday morning meetings? Do
I think
talk
you're
too
fine.
much?
It's just,
I think you have a lot of important things to say, Brandon.
yeah, you got a lot on. You've got a lot of hands.
You got a lot on.
A lot of hands and a lot of pots.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh,
I just try and picture you doing
say it. You're trying to
Goes the
say
voice
something.
again.
It's such a weird dig at Brandon that you're trying
Yeah.
It's not a dig. It's
I'm just
a
trying to
question.
picture. I'm trying to picture you contributing anything to anything.
The
Brandon
most
invited me
important
to that
thing we were talking
meeting.
about is just like having fun, because basically the whole show is whenever we want to talk sports on the podcast, and then Bernie and Gus would yell at us to stop talking about
No,
sports.
no. You're not remembering that correctly. We would yell at Jack because he would get obsessively detailed about it to the level that nobody cares.
Jack getting obsessed.
So,
with detail,
congrats on
that's-
having him on your first episode, Tyler. I'm really sorry in advance.
So yeah, it's just kind
Hey,
of like
Jack's
doing the
good,
stuff that
he's
we would
passionate.
normally talk about on like outside of the office or in the office, and talking about it on the
There
show.
it is.
That looks real. That looks like a real thing.
Do you know why I like it so much?
Why?
Look at the balls.
His penis? I gotta say, that is way too close to the Arsenal emblem, though.
Man, Crystal Palace, number 4 in the rankings. Really?
That is a nice logo.
Nah, it's too similar to Arsenal.
You done good. Sports ball.
It's gonna be a decent show.
It's gonna exist.
Brandon's gonna contribute.
All right, well, we gotta wrap up. So, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll hopefully see you guys at PAX this weekend.
I'm gonna
and
be
make sure
sick.
you check out Sports Ball tomorrow.
Love you.
Bye.
There's my big laugh.
Rooster Teeth Podcast. This week brought to you by Braintree, MeUndies, and Pizza Hut. All 3 of them up there. The middle one always hides for me. The Rooster Teeth logo. This week,
I like that theme. It's like after a hard day of learning stuff, just getting your underwear.
I can get behind that.
It's like in the correct order.
That's
Across
how
the
I live
screen.
my life.
Found the pizza box.
We have a special guest with us this week.
Look!
We have Felicia Day joining us here in the studio.
That was a regal. That was a queen-like
it down.
wave.
Well, I actually am from
Trigger word, by the way.
Austin, and I was in a parade when I was in college here in Austin. I played Beauty and Beauty and the Beast, and the guy who played Beast put his hand way too much on my thigh the whole time. But anyway, so it was a parade. It was for,
Wait. You were in a parade. You put his hand on your thigh during the parade?
Here's
Oh
his
yeah,
paw.
we were in like a carriage. I was playing Belle and he was playing the Beast, and I had my hair huge. I have so many pictures of this. And they taught me how to wave.
Yeah.
When you're in a pageant, it's wrist, wrist, arm, arm, wrist, wrist, arm, arm, and that's what you do. That's how the queen, wrist, wrist, arm, arm.
Got it.
Looks like something that comes forward out of a clock and then starts.
I have never seen Queen Elizabeth wave like this.
You never seen her do this?
Do you have a lot of footage of her?
That's how she waves
I'm a
all the
fan.
time, right?
I'm a fan.
Yeah, she's always like.
Yeah, that's her default wave.
She does like this?
Yeah.
That's
Wrist,
wait,
wrist, arm, arm.
that's royal wave number 1.
It's the pageantry of royalty. So does the guy that you're in a public parade and he puts his hand on your leg?
It was, I was in the ball gown, as Belle is wont, and
Yeah.
he was in a beast mask, and I was like, hey, I never actually saw what he looked like. I don't know who he was, how old he was.
Really?
You didn't
Nothing.
meet him before.
Yeah, never. He just showed up in a mask. He might have been the beast.
It probably
It might not have been a mask.
So this is UT, like,
UT Austin.
yeah.
Like,
it might have been
99.
Joel. Because Joel was in theater back then. He was in UT theater. That's the thing about Felicia that I don't think many people that work here know is that she went to UT. She was actually a math major, if I
I
recall
did
correctly.
math. I studied music.
College
I
of
did-
Natural Sciences.
Yeah, I did
represent?
a lot of like little shorts for the RTF program. I tried to talk my way into the theater program. They wouldn't let me. They were like, you got to be a major. So I took dance there. Yeah, and they're always trying to get me to go to the alumni dinner for the theater department. I'm like, guys,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
turn me away.
Yeah.
Matt has that too. Our CEO. It's like I was a computer science student. If he was which oddly enough, computer science was in the College of Natural Science as well. It was an offshoot of the math department.
Silicone, right?
Yeah, I guess so. It's one of the elements, right?
Yeah.
So did you see silicone, by the way?
Yeah, good enough. Go to silicone. It's all the same.
Your nerd credibility is like plummeted. But yeah, but Matt was a guy tried to get into film school forever, and then just ended up staying in RTF instead of going direct film school. And then now it's like he's on the board for the communication school and film department. So it's like, hey, come over with us.
Yeah, they're like, I'm sorry, you didn't let me in. I will
Yeah.
not. I will not donate my $20 a year or whatever to keep my email.
And UT's like 50,000 students. I think the best thing you learn at UT, but I learned at UT, is that there's no one there to help you. Basically, you're on your own, and you learn how to work in a huge system. And now they like write me all the time, like for money and everything. I'm like, I gave you guys enough money.
I know, and also I tried to get into certain classes, and you have to go and court the professors. Like for 2 weeks, I went in this folklore class because I love folklore and fantasy and fairy tales. And 2 weeks, I kept going to this guy's office hours trying to convince him to let me in his track. And then eventually, he was like, "I'm not going to let you in, but I really enjoyed talking to you." I'm like, "And out."
It's like you show up with flowers, like, please.
Yeah, and like eclairs and all this stuff. And finally, he was like, "I was never going to let you in."
Oh my god.
Here's how Felicia left the office hours for the last time. She was like,
Wrist, arm.
wrist, arm, middle finger. That's the way you go out the door.
So wait, I'm gonna go back to something you said. So you can pay like the alumni association to keep your email address?
Yeah, you have to stay and to keep that utexas.edu. And I never did it. And when I was researching my book, actually, I was like, hey, let's go in those emails because I'm sure there's something embarrassing. And it's gone because I never
Yeah.
paid to maintain. the
I'm
email.
glad. Yeah, I don't want
I
mine back.
feel like that's something you would want, like when you're graduating, it's like a nostalgia thing, like, oh, I've had this email address for 4 years. But then from the outside looking in, you're like, no, that's stupid. Everyone's gonna think you're still like a college student.
Yeah, if
or
you're
you're still-
30 using a college email address, it's like, why would you want a college email address? In case you want to join Facebook?
Too many scorn for an active guardian. In place of each world, the darkness stole. At the edge of our heliopause, Callus meant to commune with the darkness. Faint traces of light. That thing was a guardian. Waited too late. Far too late. Take the rifle. It was offered, was it not? Better in your hands than left for another. I'll speak to Savala about authorizing exploratory outings. If we can recover our lost friend's ghost, we may learn more of how he died. Return to the city. We must assess our findings.